Hi computer scientists, Mr. Stafford here, and today I wanted to show you Unit 4, Lesson 8, Testing Multiple Conditions. On the first level, it says a business in the neighborhood wants a square painted around the first parking space for VIP customers. Finish the code so that it first off, prints paint the parking spot blue if the painter has more than 6 units of paint. So in our if statement, we're going to say if paint units is greater than 6, because we have has more than 6 units of paint. Okay, and we need to print, so we're going to do system.out.println. I'll zoom in a little bit more, and I'm going to copy this. Paint the parking spot blue. Okay, and then the second bullet says prints paint the parking spot yellow if the painter has 5 units of paint. So we need to do an else if paint units is exactly 5. Okay, and then we're going to do another print statement. Paint the parking spot yellow. Okay. And then otherwise, so this is just our else statement. It prints not enough paint for the VIP parking spot. So I'm going to copy our print line, paste it here, and not enough paint for the VIP parking spot. Okay. And then the last bit says be sure to change the value for the paint units to test all 3 conditions. So when we run it with what it initially has, with 10 units of paint, our parking spot is blue. So I want to test it with just 6 units of paint and run it. And with 6 units of paint, it says not enough paint for the VIP parking spot. So this is kind of interesting because we have and our first bullet prints paint the parking spot blue if the painter has more than 6 units of paint. So strictly more than 6 units of paint, 6 units of paint does not satisfy it because 6 is not greater than 6 and 6 is not the same as 5, so we're not going to paint the parking spot yellow. So we are saying not enough paint for the VIP parking spot. So this is a unique condition given the instructions that we have. If we test out 5 exactly, it's going to print out paint this parking spot yellow, which is what we had expected, and then anything under 5, let's go 4. It also says not enough paint for the VIP parking spot. So again, that 6 is kind of an interesting condition given our instructions. Okay, we'll click finish here. Do your matching. And this says the game is over, so we're back to the balloon game. The game is over if all the balloons are popped or if there are no moves remaining. So we need to flow to pop balloons game and write the game over method. So in the game over method, it says if num remaining equals 0. So if num remaining equals 0, if num remaining is equal to 0. And the comment says play a sound and display a message based on whether the player won. Okay, so we need to use game control, play sound effect, and we are playing the win wave sound file. So I'm going to copy that and paste it in for the parameters. And use the game display update message to tell the player that they popped all the balloons and won the game. Okay, so we're doing game display.update message, and I'm going to say all balloons are popped and you have won. 3 exclamation marks because we're excited for our user. And number 2 says if score is less than or equal to 2, use game display update message to tell the player, nice try, your score was, and then provide them their score. So if the score is less than or equal to 2. So I'm going to do an else if score is less than or equal to 2, I'm going to call the game display update message method and paste nice try, your score was, and then provide the user with their score. And then otherwise, so this is an else. So in this condition, okay, they have a remaining number of balloons and the score is greater than 2. This is the else condition. And we need to use game control play sound effect. And play the game over wave sound file. And update with this message to tell the user game over, your score was, and paste it here. And it also says use game control.stop playground to end the playground. And that's this last comment here. So we are outside of our if else if block and we are going to stop the playground. Okay. And we can run this and we can test it to see how the development has progressed and look for some errors. And I forgot a semicolon at the end of that. Let's rerun it, see how it goes. Okay, and when you roll this, try it a couple times. Pop balloons to total to 7. Pop balloons to total to 7. Pop balloons to total to 7. Pop balloons to total to 3. Pop balloons to total 8. Total 9. Total 6. And I can't. And that's what I've got so far. So I know I have not called the game over method yet, but at this point, what it should say, my num remaining is not 2. And I forgot what my score was, but if my score was less than or equal to 2, it should say nice try and then produce my score. And then otherwise, if it's greater than 2, it should say game over and then also provide my score. So I'm going to go ahead and click finish. Move on to the next one. It says in Pop Balloons game, modify the check moves. Okay, so I'm going to check moves, and currently it displays a message to the player to pop balloons if there are moves left. So I need to go find check moves. And it's asking me to add an else statement that calls game over. So this is where we're going to call game over. So we have our if moves left, and it displays, pop balloons to total, and then the total roll. And then else, here's where we're going to call the game over method. Okay, and we can rerun this. Pop balloons to total 9, I'm going to do 1 and 8. Pop balloons to total 4, I'm going to do 4. Total 5, I'm going to do 2 and 3. Total 10, I'm going to do 10. Total 7, click 7. Pop balloons to total 7, and I've got 6. My score is 14. And that doesn't add up to 1. That doesn't add up to 1. And pop balloons to total 7, 10. That doesn't add up to 1. And my score is 0. And all my balloons are popped. And you have, and then I see that it's cut off a little bit. So if I can make this a little bit bigger, maybe I can see that message. And I can't, but that's okay. I'll figure that out later. So I'm going to go ahead and click finish. I can see that my check moves and game over method is working because it says that all the balloons have been popped, and I just can't see the rest of that message. So I'm going to click Finish. And that's it for Unit 4, Lesson 8.